Yes, comments.
All you guys comment. Sure. We good money though. We be all right. What's going on, our good people? Seems like it's been a while.
No, right?
Seems like it's been a while, but we here, man. Thursday, June 2nd. Thursday, June 2nd, man. It's good old Thursday. As always, man, we back. Man to Man Pod. I'm one half, Antoine Bethea. Got my co-host, D Butt.
Yes, sir.
Man, we got some things to talk about. Obviously, we wasn't here Monday, man. We wasn't able to recap the Tank Davis knockout. It was a big weekend in F1. I tapped into that a little bit.
Okay.
I tapped into that a little bit. You know, I got some questions for y'all. You know, obviously tonight, start of the NBA Finals. You got your Golden State Warriors and my Boston Celtics. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one, man.
A great one. So we got a lot to talk about, man. Obviously some sad news in the NFL world.
More sad news.
Yeah. Lost one of our brothers. So we'll speak on that. But yeah, man, y'all tap in. We'll be back. Catch y'all on the other side.
Yes, sir.
Well, I was drunk. I gave y'all all the intros. D-Buck's getting his credits right real quick. He'll be back. But again, man, sad news, man. Marvin Barber was found in his apartment yesterday. You know, I seen it on IG. Adam Schefter, man, reported it. And you know, they said went knocked on his door for a wellness check. I guess neighbor reported some leaking. They went in and they found him. Obviously, he's still out. You know, no confirmed cause. But man, it's rough. And then even before that, young boy, man, young fella passed in a car accident. You know, I put his name in there. I forgot his name, but you know, he passed in a car accident. So again, man, as we always say on this show, yeah, Jeff Gladney, as we always say on this show, you know, take care of your people, man. Hug on your people. You never know. You never know when they walk out that door. Unfortunately, but you just never know when they walk out that door if they'll come home, man. So whatever beef, whatever problems, if it can be worked out, work it out. If it's somebody that you really care about, a friend, a family member. But yeah, man, just unfortunate news, man. I remember playing against Marvin Barber, man. One of the guys you did not want to see, seeing that hole or seeing the open field. So again, man, we will wait to see what that news come out and say what happened. But prayers to his family, prayers to his friends, prayers to his teammates, all the loved ones that's been affected by this news.
That's a fact, man. Life short, man. 38. It was 38, right?
Yeah, 38.
Yeah, and they I don't know what you said already, but haven't heard too many details on it. But just sad news. Too young. And once again, these media outlets, ABC News put out distasteful headline. I think at this point they either doing it intentionally for clicks or there ain't no way at this point you don't know any better. But just some sad news. We had Jeff Gladney.
Yeah.
He passed as well. The young cornerback came out of TCU a couple years ago. Was just got back home with the Cardinals, I believe.
Yeah.
Man. Tough times for the NFL family. And just as a whole, just people, life short, man. Love on each other. We always say it.
Yeah. I threw a little remix in there for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I had to log out, log back in, get the credentials. My man AB went through 3 different down memory lane.
Yeah, do a remix for y'all. Sure. Remix.
But why am I getting all these alerts?
But man, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into it.
Let's do it. We got the NFL finals. We got the match.
As my guy D Butt would say.
We got the match. We got what else we got to talk about, man? F1 Monaco will be off this week.
LeBron making some history. Kanye jumping into the sports arena.
Donda Sports signing some big names.
Yeah, so we can jump off right there, man. Something that I really wasn't expecting to see, but Donda Sports signing some huge names. Aaron Donald and Jaylen Brown, they signed the Donda Sports, created by Kanye West. What do you think about this? How you think this will work? And if you were a player of Aaron Donald's and Jaylen Brown's caliber, having their,
they putting it. I mean, they put it. Yeah.
Would you sign with Donda?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just a marketing agency or if it's like a full agency. But I'm sure that they did their due diligence. I believe Aaron Donald's either mom or wife kind of handles his. I'm not sure. He just did a podcast with I Am Athlete, I believe. I got to check it back out. But somebody close to him handles like his business affairs. So I'm sure they did their due diligence. Jaylen Brown, big time, big star going into his first finals. So his brand is there. So he just needs someone in place to, do the right things. Hopefully they did their due diligence, and hopefully Kanye and Donda Sports got this thing going, man. AB, Antonio Brown, was named the president a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. So we shall see.
Yeah, and Jaylen Brown's noted to be one of the brightest, smartest cats in the league. So to your point, I'm pretty sure they did their due diligence. And Antonio Brown, we're gonna say Antonio Brown on this show. Man, I don't know how much is working for him. I mean, we don't know too much that we not in the mix. But hey, he front and center right now. Antonio Brown.
Hey,
he
front out the palace. Right out here, man. Out here with Dubai. He was out there with Floyd. Floyd had the his exhibition match out there. He walked away. Somebody asked him if he was going to be playing in the NFL next year. He said, "Don't play yourself. Looking for me to play." Came out earlier. Said he wanted a couple months ago. Maybe said he wanted to retire as Stiller. We don't know. We don't know what was he unpredictable, but I'm hopeful that his music career continues to take off. He look like he all in on that, being an entertainer. So hey, man, more power to him.
He's showing up, entertaining the hell out of us, man. So, like you said, man, more power to him. We'll see how that goes, man. Sticking with
shout out to Donda Sports. Hey,
LeBron James. This was in 2014 of potentially becoming a billionaire. I want to maximize my business, and if I happen to get it, if I happen to be a $1 billion athlete, hip hop array. Oh my God, I'm going to be excited.
That's something to be excited about.
Yeah. And news just coming in. LeBron James becomes the first NBA active billionaire.
Yeah, according to Forbes. That's
That's
that's that's big time.
yeah. Obviously, having a team around you, he has his earnings from the NBA, his salary, his shoe deal, but then obviously, the investments, things of that nature, man, and making smarter investments, helps you get to, that billionaire status. And obviously, we see players that's done it, in retirement. MJ,
Uh-huh.
I think Kobe was
They
close.
said Kobe up. I think
Kobe,
Kobe maybe got over the hump with the body armor stuff.
yep. And then you look at Magic Johnson, what he's doing. We've talked about him on the show as well. You look at Shaquille O'Neal, what he's been doing in his business ventures, man. So guys are getting smart. And for the young guys, man, if that's
Shaq everywhere.
everywhere, and for the young guys, if that's the path that you want to go down, man, these are the type of guys you try to get in contact with, sit down at the table, and pick their brain and ask questions, man.
Yeah, who you think next? I think KD with his 35 ventures, he's been on some early investments, has had some great exits.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
in the media space as well.
Yeah, you look at all the top athletes now. I think they have that opportunity to do it. Especially with these investments, because these venture capitalist investments and things, these VCs and stuff like that, those weren't really. I would say we didn't really know about that early in our career. That wasn't the talk. Now it's becoming the norm. You'll be a fool if you don't use your name to get in those rooms and get into those meet rooms or whatever, so you can get in early on those deals. So you look at Steph, you look at KD, those type guys that have those names, man. I think they have the potential to get there sooner than later.
Using your name, image, and likeness is invaluable, and that's why that that rule was named that, because it's that important. And when you are, it's not just about money. Money is obviously a huge part of it, but having these relationships, and that's in any environment, any type of business. When you have those relationships and reputation, and people want to be around you, people want to do business with you, people want LeBron James to be a part of their franchise, people want Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and it may be other people obviously who don't have the names. But people still know the reputation, the image, like Jeter, A-Rod, like these people can get on with anything. So using those things for the long term, even for the young kids, you may turn down money on the front end and be like, nah, I'm good on the money. I take, 15% equity in your new company though, while I'm starting running back at Oklahoma. And then 10 years later, that thing could be 50X. So that's what it's all about, man. I love to see it. Love to see the example that LeBron and kind of this entire generation of athletes are setting. Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams. It's just so many names. Marshawn Lynch.
Patrick Mahomes gonna be there soon. I think Tom Brady will be there. Somebody just put in the chat the Manning boys. I think they'll get there soon. So again,
Aaron Rodgers too.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah. So it's definitely players out there. And you know what? I wouldn't even OBJ.
Name, image, likeness. He got a hell of a likeness image.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be fall for say his name as well. Brad Richardson, AB is that actual bank account balance or just net worth? I would think it's the net
worth. Net worth is that's what matters.
Yeah.
The bank account balance, that's because obviously bank account money for expenses and things along those lines, but once you get to like as we always say, it's levels. But once them people that billionaires, hundreds of millions, like they buy companies or they have ownership, they have stakes in companies, and they can get whatever they want. They can move. Like these people that buy teams or build stadiums or build hotels, they're not using their money. They going to a private equity or a bank and saying, hey, I got this idea, or I have this over here. Let me use this as leverage. I want to build something else. I want to expand it. And then you just continue to expand. So when you see these net worths, it's about what he's obviously part owner in that in the soccer team. I'm not sure the actual name. I don't follow soccer like that, but it's about your assets, your cash, and all these things. But shout out to Bron. That's big. That's big time, man. Still active. He's put on his whole team. He's put on his day ones, which is incredible as well, man. So it's dope to see, man.
It is, man. It is.
It's dope to see.
That generational wealth. Generational wealth. Your kids is good. You understand?
Word.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man.
I mean, let's talk about it, man. They found and look, boss, we did it right. You know what I'm saying? I know Nakeem was saying, hey, we on the wrong side, but it was for a reason today. You know, I'm over here with Beantown. Darius, James Butler, going with Golden State, man. I think this is gonna be a great matchup. A great matchup. What do you think it takes for Golden State to come out on top in these finals?
Just to beat themselves. They've been great at home this playoffs and over their whole run. Boston has not, so they get in there. Boston got the home court advantage in this one. So if they go and steal one in Boston early, this series can be over quick because Golden State they don't lose at home. They just got to beat themselves, man. They got the rest, and it's always a question: rest versus continue to play when you're hot. And if you're old heads, if you got a well-oiled machine, I think they would prefer the rest. They would prefer those extra days at home, extra treatment, extra recovery, and then go out to Boston, play a couple games, then go back. I think they just got to beat themselves, man. Obviously, Steph Curry got to do what he got to do. Clay got to continue to play great. Wiggins continue to be the X factor that he is on both ends of the court. Looney grabbing the boards and stuff around the rim. Draymond been a leader on the defense. I'm excited, man. Steve Curry, we've been there before. This ain't nothing new, man. This ain't nothing new. What does your Celtics have to do to make this a series?
Hey, what they need to do to win, hey, just like you said, beat themselves. You understand me? Like defensive end, continue to do what you do. Put pressure. They got some guys that can put the ball in the basket, but just continue to put pressure on them. Tatum, you got the Larry Bird Award, Eastern Conference Finals. We need you to step up and be that guy. This is where you can kind of cement your name as the top dog, one of the new top dogs in the league. Jaylen Brown, come out here and play well. We can't afford the two top dogs to disappear in any games in this series.
Hey, you said something right there.
Yeah, I mean, but it's truth. Like they can't disappear. And to your point, as far as what Draymond does for the Golden State Warriors, Marcus Smart, he does it on the defensive end, but then he can also put the ball in the basket. So Al Horford, we need the Al Horford that we've seen throughout the playoffs. That fountain of youth and the role players. Role players got to step up and play big, man. So Williams, do what you do in the paint. So I'm excited, man. I think they shocked the world, man.
Hey, I've been picking against the Celtics literally every series. The first one against the Nets. Nets in 4, Nets in 5. Nets got their ass swept. Then the Bucks. I thought Greek Freak was gonna get on the hump. Then my Heat. Oh man, we didn't even get on here to talk about my Heat. I'm glad we didn't because I was so distraught and beside myself. I know AB, no excuses, no explanations. I had all the excuses. I had all the explanations.
Hey, the fool on the 3-point. They took the 3-pointer away. Like,
took the 3-point away. 5 minutes later, We had a play where the whistle blew. They still gave him the layup after the whistle. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. But we played like shit on offense. Didn't hit threes. Jimmy Butler pulled that late three, which I had no problem with the three. No problem with the three. Dude just played 48 minutes. Played 45 the game before, put it all on the line. And it's tiring driving to the rim, from somebody who's carried a lot of offenses on their back on the court. That shit takes it out of you to drive to the rim over and over and over again. So you got to open look at the end of the game with Butler on the back of your jersey. Oh, we going for the gusto every time. So I respect it. And we live with the results. We live with the results. That's life. And y'all
already in Miami. So y'all vacation. Y'all already in Miami. Y'all on the yacht. Y'all chilling. Y'all got the drinks, man. Y'all good. You know what I'm saying? Enough about Miami, man. But again, to your point, you've been betting against Boston this entire series. I know I bet against Milwaukee. I thought Milwaukee was going to win that, but keep doing that. You know what I mean? I think this is a time for the young Bucks to show up, show out, man.
Not on duty. Not against us, man. You see these three right here. These three right here.
Hey, dogs. They are
over 100 games worth of probably playoff finals experience. And then you add in all of the other ancillary pieces, whatever that word is. Wiggins, Looney, Poole. Jordan Poole. Gary Payton II coming back. We got Steve Kerr, OG vet on the sideline. And I feel good about this one. And obviously on the other side, you got a lot of youth, even with the coach, Ime Udoka. I don't think people are giving him enough credit for what he's done in the first year at the helm. Brad Stevens some people call it stepping down, some people call it stepping up, but he stepped the hell out the way. Udoka came in there and took this core who a lot of people question. They had questions about this core: Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart. Even this season, at the halfway point, a lot of people were saying, I was on that train as well. Hey, break these guys up, man. They can't get the job done. But Udoka came in, made the necessary adjustments, had the right attitude, made the necessary coaching moves to get him to this point, man. So I'm excited. It'll be a good one, man.
Nah, it is. So they've been talks, man. Steph. He wins this finals. It will give him 4.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that put him, and what does that do for his legacy?
You asking me, or you because you know how I feel about this guy.
I mean, I'm asking you because if he wins his 4th, you probably have him the best player in NBA history.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far. But we had the conversation about it's probably last season or last year. You had me name my top 5 players, and we always, put this asterisk on it that I've seen play, that I watched play and know what the hell I was watching. And Steph was in my top 5. I think I didn't, Shaq didn't make the list or whatever, but Steph's in my top 5. And I can't say he'll move up a spot because I got Kobe, I got MJ, I got Bron. Who's the other player in my top 5? I would have to go look back, but this may put him in the top 3.
Yeah,
it may put him in the top 3, and then
top 3.
If they win it, he should get the Finals MVP. I'm assuming, and his numbers aren't always indicative to his impact on that offensive side of the court. As you've seen with KD and Draymond kind of going back and forth on the social medias these last few days, but this is a conversation that we had about bus driving and all that shit. But Steph Curry's effect on that court is different. And he'll shut a lot of people up with getting the Finals MVP. And on the flip side, if he doesn't, or if they give it to somebody else on his team, or they lose, a lot of people will start talking, hey, the legacy talk. Maybe he's not this or that, but he's entrenched in my top 5. What about you, though? If he gets this 4th one at a time with Bron, and they play in the same era, what would that do for you and for Steph's legacy, in your opinion?
Oh, Steph's a great player, man. Great player. I still don't think it will catapult him over LeBron. I just feel like LeBron has just done it just for so long. You know what I mean? He's since he stepped into the league, man, he's been leading whatever team he's been on. But not to take away from what Steph has done and what he's been able to do at Golden State, 4 rings. That's impressive. So I definitely have him in my top 10 all time. So I'm anxious to see what he can do. I'm anxious to see. Well, I know what he can do, but I'm just anxious to see what this series, what it will bring.
Yeah, and this the end. This the end. It'll be no more obviously NBA ball. We got the WNBA. WNBA had a great 4-game slate the other day. I caught the Aces game.
Absolutely wow, Ace. Absolutely, like
he might be in there now.
Nah,
because I had Shaq 6, and I want to say KD was 5.
Hey,
I think them two after KD it's only been one team in this entire playoffs that got swept. Only one team, nobody else, not the Nuggets, not the Hawks. No other team has got swept besides the Brooklyn Nets. So KD might have dropped a notch, and Shaq might have jumped him right there. So because KD was in my top 5 as well. So there we go. Shaq is in the top 5. But according to FanDuel Sportsbooks, the odds going into Game 1 of the NBA/NFL Finals, Boston Celtics. It's at, I say at goes Warriors. I thought it was at Boston. Might be tripping. But the Warriors are 4-point favorites, and obviously the money line minus 172. Boston on the money line plus 144, and then they're getting 4 points. Over under is set at 213.5 right now.
That's rough. That's tight right there.
That's tight. And then the outright betting for the championship to win the series, Golden State right now, the favorites at minus 160. And then Celtics, obviously the underdogs at plus 135. And as we always say, defense wins championships. We got this beautiful stat from at StatMuse on Twitter. Best defensive ratings this season. The Warriors, number 1, 106.9. The Celtics, 1B, 106.9. It basically got the same. So this is the first finals matchup of the top 2 defenses since the play-by-play era. So, like we said, man, should be a good one.
Yeah. So Game 1, man, who you got? You got Golden State?
Yeah, Golden State. And I'm not tripping. It's at Boston, right?
Shit. Nah.
All right.
Golden State.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. So Golden State at home? Yeah, absolutely. No brainer.
Go Game 1, Golden State. I got Golden State Game 1 as well.
Okay, so predictions for the series. I'm going Golden State in 6.
I'm going Boston in 6.
5.
If it goes back to Golden State, Game 7 is over. So I'm going Golden State, and I'm not going to say Boston in 6.
Boston in 6. Okay.
6.
All right. Got 2 defenses. Brad said he's hammering the under 213.5. That might not be a bad. Yeah, that might not be a bad bet. These two pretty good defenses.
Let's go Beantown.
Golden State and 5 from Brad. We got Golden State 6 from Jason. Let me see, because we gonna Tone keep tabs on this now, so don't be surprised the ass end up in the trailer a couple weeks from now. Speaking out loud, Golden State in 6. Dub Nation is 6. Jeremy says check the Twitter questions. Zach, Boston is 7. Okay.
Boston is 6, man.
Boston is 6.
Boston is 6.
All right, man. What else we got? Oh, the fight. The weekend is weekend.
Ooh.
We missed this weekend.
Hey, look. So Javante, Tank Davis, Rolando Romero. It was a good fight up until Rolando got met with that left. And it was a lot of trash talk, leading up to it, going back and forth. This is one of the fights I think everybody was waiting on. But at the champ, Javante Tank Davis, man, he came out with a knockout in the 6th, man. And for what I saw, it was it was a boxer and a fighter, man. You know, Romero wanted to go in there and fight, but Tank, what he does well, you know, he takes his time. You know, he takes his time, and you can kind of progressively see round and round, he gets more comfortable, start picking his point, and you saw what happened, man. And Romero, man, he was concussed. He was concussed, man. He had a headache. And Brad, I told you, Brad, he DM'd me and was like, man, he asked me like, what you think? I was like, man, Tank gonna sit him down. And I thought it was gonna be round 10, but it was round 6, man. So shout out to Tank Davis.
And like you said, he was surgical, because I was, you know, and me being a casual, I see Romero in there, he throwing some, he catching the jabs. Like, okay, Romero, as the rounds are going on, his odds are getting a little better, because I think he was like plus 550 going into the fight. And right before he got knocked out, it was like plus 3 something. I'm sitting there talking shit, watching with my brother. Like, hey man, them odds. He was like, all right, you keep watching them odds you want to. Think about it. And literally probably 20 seconds, I didn't even see the hit happen live. I just saw it fall into it. I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. And then you saw that replay, that quick left. He walked right into it, hands down. He was, you know, his whole fighting stance, you know, it was all Aki, but Tank lined him up. Yeah. And you know, he was in control the whole fight. You know, if you looked at the card, if you looked at the cards, and my casual ass, I'm thinking, okay, Romero might have got him off balance. Maybe his power catching him off guard. He looked a little scared of the power. But he was in the corner looking at his moms, you know, interacting with the crowd and shit as the fight's going on, you know, being a showman. And dropped him, man. But that was cool. And then to hear him after the fight, something he said was kind of surprising to me. I don't know if other boxers, maybe you noticed or not, but he was like, yeah, I kind of got to do that, be interacting with the crowd, be kind of almost get lost in the moment, because if I'm not, I panic. Like if you know, too focused on that one thing, he'll just kind of panic. So I found that a little interesting.
I think everybody is different. You know what I'm saying? Just how people are able, like, you know how it is in the locker room. You got people that's laughing, that's joking, that's getting ready. You got people that's serious. You got, you know, folks that's throwing up. You know what I mean? So whatever it is to get you to have that sanity in that moment, you got to do that. And for him, that's the route that he takes. But yeah, man, Tank, man, he's doing something special. And what I like about it, like, he's the draw right now. Like, everybody comes to see Tank because they know what type of fight that they're gonna get. They're gonna get a smart, precise. He's gonna be clean, and he's gonna put on a show, man. He hasn't let the fans down to this point. And speaking out loud with Renee and Borba, they kind of said it. That Tank and Ryan Garcia, you know, I think that's what the people want to see. I think the only other person, and I kind of told you earlier, D-Buck, was Lomachenko. But I think the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, that's a fight that gotta be had. And that would be good for boxing. Great for boxing.
Yeah, great for boxing. Going back to what you said, how everybody's different. How are you before? I know you played. How many games you played? That'd be over 150, because I was around 120 mark.
Like 200 something.
Ooh, over 200 games. When did you stop getting, you know, butterflies or nerves before the game, or did that never go away? Because you just listen. I just listened to Josh Allen talking at the match, and you know, we all played with teammates, and like you said, everybody was different. I had a teammate, Art Jones, who would throw up before every game. You know, you kind of almost knew after we'll say our prayers, you know, in the locker room, and then a few minutes later he'll be somewhere early before the game. Yeah. So if you said even with 200 games played in the NFL, before every game there was still a level of nerves for you.
Yeah, I had butterflies, and it was the games that I didn't have butterflies that I was like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm not prepared. You know what I mean? It was just the butterflies just gave me something, and the butterflies gave me the sense of, all right, AB, you ready? You know what I mean? It was just something that I always had. And obviously you go out there, your first tackle, the butterflies go away. It was only one game I had butterflies my entire game, and that was game 1, rookie season, regular season. But for me, I needed those butterflies to in my mind, just a mental thing.
You had the butterflies the whole game?
Bro, that shit was unreal, bro. Hey, bro, that it
Who did
was,
y'all
it
play?
was New York. It was the Manning Bowl. It was our first game.
Okay.
We was in New York.
Okay, so
Manning,
that's a big game, huge
huge
game.
game. First game of the year, first game starting in the league. You got, Plaxico, you got Jeremy Shockey, you got Tiki Barber, you got Brandon Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? So as a young boy, and again, it's the same for me in college where I had butterflies every game, you know what I mean? But after that first tackle, I'll be good. So I'm thinking, this is just routine. But to have that going to the fourth quarter, man, that shit is nuts. But but again, man, I just, for me, that's how I was. How were you before game?
I would say 95% of the game, same thing. Butterflies, nervous, and then I found it tougher when I was a sub player. So I would sometimes my first play wouldn't be to the 8th play of the game or the 12th play, depending on game plan or who we playing against. So when I started, I felt much better about you get that first. It could just be a route, just away from the ball, run off, a hit. You just jump on the pile just to get something, and that kind of just knock it off. Now we're ready to play ball. But like you said, that first, I don't know what it is and why it is. No matter how many you play, you just had that anxiety, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of excitement, because regardless of however many games you play, every game is different. Every game is going to unfold and kind of be its own story. So it was exciting, but once you get that first hit or tackle or whatever it is, now it usually it's time to play ball. My first game, it was Monday Night Football, against the Bills. Obviously playing for the Patriots, and I don't know. I was nervous at first, but as soon as I started playing, it was just I couldn't believe how fast everything was going. Mm-hmm. Like I was just like, bro, like this is like everything we practice, and we practice hard in New England. Yeah. But it was like 10. It felt like everything was going in fast force. Like people were saying shit, I couldn't hear them. They right next to me. I'm like, what? Huh? And they like, you get to the sidelines, like, hey, calm down, little bro. Like we good. We play ball. Just play ball. Just play ball, little bro. Like, all right, I can't let the OGs down. So, but it was crazy though. It was crazy. I just couldn't believe the speed. So it was too fast for me to even be nervous, but it was dope, man. Yeah. But like you said, everybody's different. Everybody, college, I would just clown. I would clown before games.
Man, bro, I tell somebody my routine the night before the game. They used to look at me like I was a damn fool, yo.
What in college or the pro?
In college. In college, my ritual in college, I would get 2 deuces of MGD Friday night before the game and go to my room and watch Gladiator, yo.
Bruh. Yeah, that's different.
Bruh.
That's different. That's different right there.
Me and my roommates used to, we would sit down and talk about that, but 2 deuces of MGD, watch a movie, and then go up in the morning and go to chapel.
Yeah, you different. You were different. But I couldn't. I was terrified to drink for a game. Clam chowder. I had to have my clam chowder, which I was newly introduced to when I went to school in Connecticut. But everybody was talking about it the year before my red shirt year, and so it had to be a staple. But like I said, I didn't sleep like a lot before games during college. Like I would be up all night in that team hotel. So usually wake up, be kind of tired in the morning, get that pregame meal, get your little pregame whatever, and it was time to go.
See, it was a little different at Howard. We ain't going to no team hotel. We staying in our dorms the night before the game.
Oh no, hell, I could do that. Not in college. Oh no, them legs would have been gone. Them legs would have been gone.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little different. You know what I mean? So that's why I was able to walk to the in DC on every corner, go to the liquor store. Deuce. A deuce was $1. I think at that time like $1.10. You know what I mean?
Probably looking at you. Look, you got a game tomorrow, Deuce. What you doing, man?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it was that. Come back in the dorm room with the black bag with the junks clinking, with the beers and shit.
Yeah, no, we had bed check. I ain't messing around with bed check either, because even as you got older, you senior or whatever, they ain't really messing with you like that. But nah, I was gonna be in there up anyway.
Yeah.
But somebody, Nakeem, don't ask this disrespectful question. Was you can't ever allow? Go and look up. Do yourself a favor right now. Go and look up Robert Griffin III, RG3. His comments before he got drafted. They asked him, somebody who played in the Big 12, where's the loudest place you played? He said the Rentschler Field.
Dang,
We only had 40,000.
Y'all pumped the speakers in there.
We was locked. That stretch when I was at UConn and then a few years after, that was the height. And there's no pro teams, no pro football teams in Connecticut. So we were good. I obviously had been a basketball team, basketball school, women's and men's. Dan Orlowski kind of, kicked that door open, kind of put us on the map, his team, his era. And then we carried the torch. But we was rocking the East Hartford at the rent.
I respect
Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful.
I respect it.
Somebody bring this back. Don't bring this back.
we're gonna let D Butler live. D Butler live.
Gladiator.
F1.
Woo!
F1. We talked about it before we got out of there last Thursday. The fight. I told D Butt, man, tap into the fight, and he was like, "All right, if I tap into the fight, you got to tap into the F1 in Monaco." So I held my end of the bargain and tapped into it.
Yeah, it was it was exciting. It was eventful even before lights out, before the race actually started. They had some weather, which they hadn't had the whole weekend, so they have a weekend of practice before Sunday's race. And the weather and some power outages delayed the start. But Red Bull ended up winning it. Sergio Checo Perez, he ended up winning in Monaco, his first win in Monaco. He's a Red Bull driver. He's actually the second seat, so Max Verstappen is their main guy. Max Verstappen ended up third, so he made the podium as well. And Ferrari took the second and the fourth spot. So Red Bull and Ferrari took the top four spots. And really, it was kind of the order was switched. It was based off of what happened. It was a mistake by Ferrari, a pit stop mistake that Red Bull executed on and ended up taking the lead. And the Minister of Defense, the Mexican Minister of Defense, Checo Perez, ended up winning, which was big for him because if you remember, last Grand Prix, he got the team orders to let Max Verstappen pass them on the track. And Verstappen probably had the pace and whatever to pass him anyway, but they told him basically, and he was upset about it, but he's been a great team player, and he was rewarded. He got extended through 2024 with that Red Bull deal. And he's one of my favorite drivers, man, one of my favorite personalities. Like I said, great teammate, great driver as well. So it was awesome to see him do that. And then they asked the race boss, Christian Horner, of Red Bull, like, are you gonna let Checo compete for the drivers' championship as well? Because I think they're 1-3 right now in the drivers' championship. So he's like, hey, I'm gonna let them both. I'm gonna let them both compete. And this is Josh Verstappen. Actually, this is the racing boss. So this is a quote from him from the Auto Sport Twitter page. Quote, "It doesn't matter to us which of the two is world champion." Red Bull racing boss Christian Horner says that Sergio Perez is free to fight his teammate for Max Verstappen for this year's world championship. And then this is Max's dad. His dad criticizes Red Bull for throwing away points, favoring Sergio in the Monaco Grand Prix. So it's always politics in it, but it's a good race. It's a good race.
So I got a couple questions.
When
I tapped in, it was a couple questions. First of all, like how so for the Monaco, it was like 77 laps, right? So how long is each lap? Is it a mile, 2 miles? Like how long is each lap?
Or It's
or
different.
it's different
Yeah,
tracks. I thought that. Okay.
yeah,
So even at the end of the race, there was like, okay, well, I see 77 laps, but the race can end before you
mm-hmm.
get to the 77 laps. So like, it's a time limit where the race.
Yeah. So it's not like football, basketball, whatever. And they had like once their kind of clock starts for that race, and this is something
Yeah.
that I like about F1. Like they only have 3 hours from the time it starts to get that
Okay.
race done, and only 2 hours of actual racing time. Because some motorsports, if it's raining, if it's doing whatever, they just don't race. And I'm sure if it gets that bad, it probably happens to F1 too. But they just decided. So sometimes they'll change the start. It won't be like a static start. They'll do like a warm-up lap, basically a flying start. If the conditions are too bad. But yeah, you got 2 hours of race time. And then what happened in this past race was, like you said, they weren't going to get the 77 laps done, so they just put the time up. And that makes the race more exciting because now the strategy's got to change again. It's always something that's going to make you adjust the strategy, whether it's weather, whether it's an accident or something, if a safety car, something happened with your teammate and you know he's not going to get points. So it's always something. But that 2 hour time thing was different. That was my first time experiencing that. But yeah, it was cool. Like I said, because some races are 58 laps, and I guess Monaco may be a shorter track, so they had 77 laps. Some races, the track allows more areas on the track where people can overtake and go past people. Monaco doesn't.
I'm like Monaco. I'm like shit. Like if you in fourth, like you be like you just out there driving to be driving. Like
yeah, that's one of the knocks. That's one of the knocks on Monaco.
Yeah, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, bro, like I'm just like it's gonna be the same order the whole race. I'm like,
yeah. But, so yeah, they put in some rules to make passing and overtaking happen more. DRS is one of them. So once you, but if the weather's not good, you got to take the DRS. But DRS is basically you can drop your flap and it'll make the car go faster. But you got to be within a second behind the car in front of you, and it also has to be in a DRS zone. But it was it's always strategy. It was still exciting. Charles Leclerc, the number one driver of Ferrari, he started off this race in pole position in number one, ended up finishing in fourth. He was real mad with his team because, like I said, that mistake with pitting, his team was like, hey, come in, hit the picks, box. And then as he's coming in, they're like, no, stay out. Yeah. So he was like, he was going off on his team. But yeah, it was exciting, man. And it'll continue to be exciting. It's a close race for the construction championship and the drivers championship. So something to keep paying attention to. Indy 500 was exciting too. I tapped into that. They actually had a former F1 driver win that one, but yeah, man.
Yeah. I might tap back into it.
They got a week off. And then a week after that, let me see if I can say this name. Baku. I'm gonna just leave it there. Baku. Yeah, they got the Baku Grand Prix in Azerbaijan. Yeah, whatever that's at in 10 days. Man. But what else we got, man?
Man, we had the match, champions for charity. We had Brady and Rogers against Mahomes and Allen in the exhibition golf match. So basically, we had the old heads versus the young guns. It was a good one. Brady and Rogers pulled it out at the end. Last hole, Rogers was able to bring it home. Yeah, bring it home, man. And I think that's dope, man. I think that's dope because then you can kind of just see the trash talk, and you can kind of see the guys outside of them in their arena, on the field, doing an interview after a game or whatever the case may be. So I think a lot of times people just kind of get, focused in on who the guy is as a football player. And a lot of times, you can get mixed feelings of a person if you just basing off of what they do at their job. Because I'm pretty sure we go to somebody else's job and we just base our opinion off of what they do at their job. We're like, yo, this man or woman is an asshole. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just given the surroundings, so it's good to be able to see them on the golf course, talking trash about one another and just having a good time, man. So it was good to see. I like this. I wish they would do it more. I wish they would do it more and have like other positions, right? So have like a DB, where like 2 DBs versus 2 receivers, or like 2 O-line versus 2 D-line, or get like a group of O-linemen or whatever. So you can just kind of see the personalities of these different players, man.
It's 2 cats I would definitely love to see out there. Pat P, I know your former teammate. He spends a lot of time on that golf course, and Adam Thielen is nice too, I heard. But like you said, different positions. Once again, seeing guys with their helmets off, seeing their personalities, because these are for the faces of the NFL. So we kind of seen them personality. We seen them interview a ton, but it was cool to just see them out there playing golf, not being super great at it, but obviously still better than the average player. And then A-Rod to finish the way he did. Patrick Mahomes, he got hot. He went unconscious for a few holes there. It was dope to see. It was exciting to see the old heads versus the young heads. Old heads went in as the favorites and ended up pulling off in the last hole. Had Charles Barkley, J.J. Watt covered it. Ernie Johnson. It was dope. It was definitely entertaining. It was funny. I liked it. I was definitely a fan of it.
Sure. After the I don't know if it was after or before, but they was interviewing. They had them all up on stage, and they was talking about one reel that's being played is A-Rod is basically saying that he sees the end near. You know what I mean? And a lot of people trying to make a lot of hoopla about it, but I'm like, well, damn, like he been playing for what? Yeah, 38 years old. So I don't think that was surprising. And then at this, to his point, it's like, when you get older, it gets different. When you got other things in life, first you just getting older.
That process.
The process, the wear and tear on your body. It's not the game. Sundays, that's the easy part. It's the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's the off season. It's the going to OTAs, training. Like, that's the hard part. So I didn't think it was any huge news, but it's slow right now. So they got
with these forecasts, you're gonna take something. You're gonna take something out of this, something they say and try to make something out of it. But they spoke on Tom Brady, his deal with TV. They spoke on a lot of different things. Like I said, Josh Allen being nervous for every game. I thought it was cool. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen talking about their interactions with the older quarterbacks, going to, Brady talking to him after the game. Hey, man, you're doing it right. And little things like that go a long way. I had some interactions with some older players that I looked up to when I was playing. It's like, damn, okay, old head know me and he looking out, drop a little game on me. So it was definitely cool to see that.
Yeah.
Definitely cool to see that. But sticking in the golf world, so this is kind of something that's been brewing for some months now. The Saudis in this LIV tournament, players, Phil Mickelson was one of them taking some heat, for even entertaining or going to play in this league because, people had, But Dustin Johnson allegedly was paid $125 million to play in this Saudi golf league, and he's lost some sponsors since. I'm sure some people will be grandstanding on this and talk about how he's such a bad person. It would be interesting to see if they could turn down a $125 million check to play their sport. What's your thoughts on this? Have you been tapped into this at all?
Yeah, I've seen it. Shit, I go to Saudi too. You know what type of checks they taking right over there? Like,
man,
get out of here! Like you, to your point, man. There's not too many people who will turn down $125 million check in their respective field. Like I hate it, like, because it wasn't you. Like, nah, I'm not turning that down.
I'm gonna come back to the States with a whole nice apology type out. I'm on a whole apology tour. Hey, but 125, Y'all kiss my ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with you.
y'all kiss my and you know, and I'm not fully. I don't know whose money or you know who's tied and what type of blood they have on their hands per se, quote unquote. But yeah, it's you know, wherever you play, if you do some forensic accounting to a lot of these billionaires and a lot of these $1 trillion companies, it's a lot of blood on their hands as well. But so I ain't never gonna get into that type of conversation. But 125 to go play some golf. Woo! Woo! I don't judge nobody, man.
100, that's guaranteed. You don't gotta win no no events. I'm playing with house money. Like
that's a win right there. But
I'm gonna get with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with you. Okay, so let's go some off topic stuff before we get up out of here. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. The verdict: jury ends up signing with Johnny Depp. Now, this trial was wild. I wasn't following it closely, but just seeing the clips and the things that made the news, and obviously there was a lot more important things going on. But Johnny Depp is a South Florida guy, so I had a little eye on it. But he gets awarded $15 million from Amber Heard. I think Amber Heard was actually awarded $2 million as well. What's your takeaways from this trial, though, man?
As Lil Duval would say, "City boys, we up."
Yo,
and he would say, "City boys, we up." But nah, man, like you say, like this trial was like for them to be talking about M's, man. It was too many jokes and like it was serious, but then it was a whole show, man. It was a whole show. So, you know, Johnny Depp, and to his point, man, like the defamation suit, you know what I'm saying, where he lost money. Like, you know, they were not messing with him at all, and he lost you know, future wages or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? That's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. So again, man, you know, they played out in court. You know, he got his 15, she got her 2. But the things that they said that was happening in that relationship, it's good that they went their separate ways, man. That shit was toxic.
Yeah, that's wild, man. You know, try to keep the business behind closed doors, but that was interesting. But Johnny Depp ended up winning, so you know. I think my daughter, she saw it. She actually told me to call. Hey, Johnny Depp, what up? You know about Johnny Depp, 13. Yeah. Then she said, I wonder if they're going to take her off of what movie? Some movie she's doing, but hopefully not, because she got to try to pay that.
But this has kind of been a sentiment for a lot of people. Speaking out loud with Renee Barber, bro, when I realized who she was, my childhood self was heartbroken. A lot of people have been saying, I'm like, damn, like you never know, like what a person, like how they really are. You know what I mean? And that's real.
That's a fact. You never know behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Come in real quick. Yeah. What you asked me yesterday about what movie Amber Heard? You said what they're gonna take her off?
Aquaman.
Oh, okay. Aquaman 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. You think they should take her off?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Johnny Depp, man. What else do we have? Let me see. Oh, this is something we talked about. I wonder if this surprises you or not. No. Of course, this is a post I posted on the story yesterday, June 1st, U.S. News. According to, I guess whatever this survey was, more than a third of Americans that are earning $250,000 or more say they are living paycheck to paycheck.
Nah,
that's surprise. You believe that?
I do. Depending where you staying at.
Yeah.
Depending where you staying at.
It's expensive as hell to live right now. I tell you that.
Yeah, you just thinking about how rent's going up just off top of rent. You know what I mean? You got rents jumping from like $1,000, $1,500, not $100. like 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm in
you got to
South
take
Florida,
that into account. You got to take into account that gas is $6-7 in some places.
Groceries,
like it's everything. So
child care,
you know what
camps.
I mean?
It's summertime paying for these camps. Look at these. Shit. So
and then you. So if you making 250, that's what you making. Like you're not even taking the taxes out.
Yeah.
You giving up, you know what I'm saying? So depending on where you stay at, like you really could only be seeing $1.25, $1.40 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I believe that. When I was playing in San Fran, I would run into people go up to the city of San Fran. We was in San Jose, but it was 2-parent households, both having jobs, having to that were homeless.
Damn.
Yeah, and like that's serious. So like, depending on where you stay, if you in Cali, if you in New York, if you in certain places,
South Florida, but yeah, I definitely believe in. Speaking of that, my boy played in Oakland, Tavon. He played in Oakland. He got drafted the year before me, and he had to have a roommate because of how expensive shit was. You want to live in a nice area, obviously, but you got a damn roommate out there. But yeah, it's a different world, how things are fast forward. I would say even if you go back to like 2018 compared to now, like it's just, man, it's crazy. And then obviously a part of that is also lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation. So you start to make more and then you start to spend more. You start to show people that you're making more money. And I think a lot of people get in trouble with that as well, because you can go from making 150 and get bumped up to 250. But if you bump up all your expenses as well, not even accounting for everything that inflation that's affecting, but just your lifestyle, you can get kind of caught in that hamster wheel where shit, you can go and make $1 million a year and you still gonna be in the same situation. It's people we saw making millions of dollars a year that can be potentially living paycheck to paycheck. So don't let that lifestyle inflation catch you lacking, man. And it's some crazy shit going on in the markets, stock market, crypto markets, real estate market is still on the up. It's kind of flattening out, so we don't know what's gonna happen there. But assets over liabilities.
Hey, say it again.
Assets over liabilities, and hold on to it, man. If you buy the assets, it's not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. But if you're buying assets, buy assets that you wouldn't mind buying at the top or at the bottom, right? So if you buy something that's crashing, say, hey, man, it's a good opportunity to get into whatever. Buy it, but once it's high, you got to be comfortable buying there too, or don't buy it at all, in my opinion. Once again, entertainment, not financial advice. But yeah, down in South Florida, these rents, man, I'm in the real estate game, so it's literally people I know living in Miami. Their rent went from $3,500 a month to $5,500.
That's what I was saying. Like,
yeah, since like 2026, and I'm like, bro, how is that even legal? And then owning property, we got to change our rent in some places. It's like, man, shit is crazy, man.
Yeah. So y'all be safe, man. What's today? Today is Thursday. We say today Thursday, man. Y'all have a good weekend, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. As always, man, you use the hashtag MTM Live. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Send us those questions too. Send us those questions.
Sir. Yeah, man. Warriors. I'm taking Warriors tonight, but straight up, I'm not taking 4 points.
No, I got Warriors tonight.
I got Warriors straight up.
Game 1 to Golden State. I got them. They'll be on their house.
I don't know why I thought this series was in Boston. They really in trouble now. But all right, man, we'll see y'all on a Monday.
On Monday.
All right, y'all hold it down. Be out of here. Let me find the outro. Ain't no telling what AP gonna play. All right, y'all hold it down.
Peace.